we're a group of artists from all over the world that do street painting. We were called a few months ago by the municipality of Ramat Sharon. They were looking to do this 3D street painting festival, but it's very new to Israel. There's not a lot of artists who do that, and they wanted like the very best to come and do this first event, and hopefully for many years to come, and more artists, local artists, will evolve and do this as well.
I'm doing a chalk drawing, which I've been doing for about 25 years. I've fallen in love with it as an art form. I'm drawing Moses in the bulrushes, so I wanted to show him just floating in nature before he starts on a more serious journey. He's sleeping and enjoying the ride.
I'm drawing the ear of a big monster come out from a hole in the ground and trying to grab someone that will stand here on the wood.
It's a frog, man. I don't know. It has something to do with Darwin. I just haven't thought of a title yet, like Darwin's Dream. This is the drawing that I was doing for it, and if you're to pose actually with the painting when it's all done, you would pose on this tree stump. You could even kind of crouch down like you're a frog too if you want. But there'll be all these little frogs through it. You start out with the sketch that I showed you, and then you go to drawing it down on the ground, which is kind of that line area. Then we paint in the main areas, and then I come through and start doing more light and shadow with the paint, and then I finish up with the pastel at the end.
This will be my viewpoint, so people can stand here and take a picture. This is a dinosaur here. And when you sit on here and you take a picture, I want to get this result. So like people riding a dino.
So what is it about this method of art that is that you connected to?
I'm not sure, but I fell totally in love with it. Maybe the large size, the idea that you can push the chalk around and make big scenes, but I also like talking to passersby, being able to share my vision with other people, and being able to talk with them about their impressions.
The overall art of street painting, it's a really old tradition. It's 400 or 500 years old, and they'd use anything from bits of chalk to pigments, water, anything like that. And in the last 30 years, it's become very popular to do the 3D painting. So that's basically what we're all here doing.
And how does that work, the 3D painting? We're not talking about effects. It's about the proportions, about what is it all about? Yeah,
you stand from a certain viewpoint, and the painting will be drawn so that when you look at it from that viewpoint, and usually the easiest way to see it is through a camera, then it'll look like the illusion of something coming up or something going down into the ground, depending on what the artist did.
Now, why is through the camera? Because you eliminate the three-dimensional effect, the true three-dimensional with the eyes?
Yeah, you get rid of the depth perception. Your brain, because you have two eyes, they each see two different pictures, but your brain puts it together for you. But when you look at it through both eyes, your brain's telling you there's something not quite right here. So if you look at it through the camera, you eliminate that feeling and then you see it better.
In order to get a picture like this, you have to distort the perspective. And when you distort the perspective in two different directions, two different ways, it makes it like a three-dimensional piece.
There is a point that you can stand and look at it, and you will see the illusion of three dimension.
You're painting in Israel. How's that?
It's hot, but it's been really fun. We've had a really good time, and myself and my partner are the owners of the company that brought the 8 artists from internationally here, and it's really fun for us whenever we get to go somewhere new, especially someplace where they haven't seen street painting in person very much, and also to get to see our other friends from all over the world.
So what's the first lesson, the first thing you have to understand when you try to start painting 3D with chalk?
Well, first of all, the distortion is really, really very big. I mean, if you want to do it right, you have to drop everything you ever knew about how to draw and paint, and just go for a very distorted image, which is very hard to do because it's like painting blind, basically. You have to go back. You have to look from that point of view all the time, and it's much more than just taking a few steps back. That's first of all, and then also think about it's more performance art when you do street art. So you have to think about how people will see you and what will they see, and make sure that people will be entertained.